Happy Monday, you guys. I struggled a bit with whether I wanted to make this particular video for a couple reasons. It's a bit of a touchy subject for me. It's also something I'm currently trying to work through, and I didn't know whether or not talking about it would benefit me at the moment. But then I thought, this is exactly the reason that I have my channel and I make these videos, so I can talk about things that are relevant to me as somebody living with tinnitus. And I just have to hope that it resonates with somebody. Um, so, having said that, what I wanted to talk about today was how tinnitus has affected my job and working or not working, and how that can affect your livelihood. So, when the tinnitus first started a couple years ago, obviously that is when it was like super intrusive. When I didn't know what it was just really painful, really hard to digest at the moment. I was on short-term sick leave. I just took off from the office and decided that I was, going to stay home for a bit, try to figure out what was happening, get as many doctor's appointments as I could until I figured out what it was. And short-term disability is not really an issue, right? You call in sick. When I say short-term, I just mean using my sick days, my available sick days at work. And once those sick days ran out, that then folds into long-term sick leave. I can only speak for myself and what my circumstances are. Everybody's job situation is different. I was not able to go to work with the symptoms that I was experiencing. It's been 2 years. I'm still on long-term. I don't have the ability to focus, to crunch numbers, to be able to do a 9 to 5 job every single day with what I'm currently experiencing, with the type of tinnitus that I'm currently experiencing every day. It is just not possible. Not just because of the tinnitus. Yes, it's loud still, it's intrusive. I don't know what I'm going to get every day. But it's the things that bleeds into. I don't sleep very well. I would say on an average day, I get, let's say, 4 hours sleep, maybe. Sometimes less, it just depends. On a really good day, I'll sleep through the night, but those are not consistent. So the lack of sleep obviously creates like this cycle of exhaustion. And then waking up every morning, not knowing what I'm going to get, whether it's going to be a good day, whether it's going to be a mediocre day, whether it's going to be a bad day or a horrific day. It could be any of those. Some people maybe don't have it as bad and they're fine getting up and every day and going to work and doing what they have to do. But personally, I've worked for the company that I work for 27 years without incident. And it is my belief that I have a right to get better before I go back to work. And the unfortunate part about it is that when you have an invisible disability like tinnitus, they just have to take your word for it. I have no way to prove that I'm hearing what I'm hearing. I can't go into my doctor and say, can you give me a test? And so I can show them this piece of paper to show them what I have. I don't have a broken foot that can be cast. I don't have cancer that can be shown on an MRI. I don't have anything to prove that I have tinnitus. And I struggled with that for a really, really long time. But I'm over it now. I don't feel bad about being off. I don't feel bad about taking the time to take care of myself. I don't feel bad about, like, I didn't ask for this. I did not ask for this to happen to me. So I'm not going to be made to feel guilty about taking time to get better. I don't care what anybody has to say about it because you're not walking in my shoes. And the other part of it is it's really difficult when you're on long-term disability having to deal with an insurance company that doesn't know what to do with you because they don't understand what you have. There's no gauge for when or how you're going to get better. And most of the time, there are no doctors to back you up. You don't have a doctor that can adequately fill out that paperwork to reflect what it is that you're actually going through. I am lucky enough to have found a doctor who supports me, who understands what I'm going through, and who can help me navigate all of that paperwork and that has my back through this whole thing. And I guess I just want people to know that obviously it's not your fault. Nobody in their right mind would ever want to live with this condition. Nobody that doesn't have this could walk a day in my shoes. So I don't care what people have to say about me being off, and neither should you. If you have the means to do it, do it. Take care of yourself. Put yourself first. For me, it's not worth it. I know for sure that the two things that aggravate my tinnitus the worst are alcohol and stress. That is just me. Everybody is different. I don't know what your triggers are. I am not going to put myself in a situation where I'm going to work every day after having a sleepless night, having horrible tinnitus in my ears, and stressing myself out, which is just going to exacerbate the tinnitus. I am choosing to stay home. I am choosing to take care of myself. I am choosing to wait until I'm in a better situation before I decide if I'm going back to work or not. And I have no control over when that is going to happen, and that's okay. It could take another year. It could take another 5 years. It could take another 10 years. That's not on me. That's just what is happening in my brain. And I'm not going to let somebody, whether it be a person at work, a person at the insurance company, anybody, I'm not going to let anybody tell me what is good for me and what I need to do. I am the only one walking through this every single day. And until I get better, until I feel like I can get up on my own 2 feet and tackle the day and not have the stress of a job affect me or my tinnitus in a negative way, until that can happen, I'm going to stay put exactly where I am, pouring into myself, trying to get better, trying to reduce the volume of my tinnitus. And when that happens, I will be happy to get back up and do what I have to do. But until then, I am choosing me. And I think that a lot of you need to hear that you need to choose you too. So stop trying to explain to people that you're ill, because you are ill. It is an invisible disability. It needs to be taken seriously. And you need to do whatever you have to do for you to make it work in your daily life. That's it. Have an awesome week, and I will talk to you soon.